Mesachas Pesachim, Daf Kuf Chaf Aleph. The Mishnah says, Beracha as a pesach potter es shel zevach. If you made a bracha on achilas korban pesach, you pater the bracha on the korban chagiga. The Rishonim ask, what's the understanding of the case in the Mishnah? How could you make a bracha on the Pesach before the chagiga? The halacha is korban Pesach has to be nechal ala soiva. It has to be eaten after the korban chagiga. First you eat a korban chagiga, and afterwards you eat a korban Pesach. So how could it be you're making a bracha on the korban Pesach before the korban chagiga? There's numerous mahalchim in the first to explain. The Urzavua is mechadish the birchas and mitzvahs. Although the halacha is called a bracha, if you don't make a bracha oivel as yosem, you can make a bracha after the sea of the mitzvah. And we mentioned the shurim and brachas David Gimel, and the Urzavua brings a proof from our Mishnah, like his chiddush, not like the Rambam, that you can make a bracha after the mitzvah, and that you make a bracha ala pesach and pater zevach means you ate the korban chagiga before you ate the korban pesach, like it's mitzvah is to be before the korban pesach, and you forgot to make a bracha on the korban chagiga, and afterwards you made a bracha on the korban pesach. So since the halacha is that a pot is the korban chagiga, so therefore you potter. But if you won't become potter from the bracha on the korban pesach, you'll have to make a bracha on the chagiga b'fnei atzma. You see a riot is chiddush. You can make a bracha after the mitzvah. The kol boy and the tzlach and the chalav all answer different types to this kasha. That first you eat the korban pesach, and afterwards you eat the korban chagiga, and after the korban chagiga you eat the korban pesach to be nechelas ala soiva. So that we say that you make a bracha on the korban pesach and the pater shel zevach is because you started the achila with the korban pesach and you made a bracha al achilas pesach before the bracha on the korban chagiga. So it's before the korban tzlachem and chalav hold. Although the halacha is the korban pesach nechal al soiva, doesn't mean the entire korban pesach has to be nechal al soiva, as long as the korban pesach that's eaten the besoif is al soiva. Even though the beginning is not al soiva, doesn't make a difference. Ayin the shum daf ayin the brought from the Yad HaLevi. That's Meirich to discuss this Machlokes Ayin Oid Boil Ramah over here. The Meirich to be Mazbid Machlokes. The argument is the halacha la soiva is magdir the achila of the korban pesach, that the entire achila of the korban pesach has to be nechelas la soiva, or only the Gemara, as long as it's finished la soiva, it's enough. Moving further on, the Gemara explains that what's the understanding in Bishmuel, that when you make a bracha on the korban pesach, a pat is the chagiga, and the understanding is because zrika is b'chal shvicha. Since zrika is b'chal shvicha, so therefore the bracha on the korban pesach could pater the bracha on the korban chagiga. This Gemara is tzorich in Godel. What's the sheiches? The fact that the batonis are shove because zrika is b'chal shvicha. That's the reason why the bracha on the korban pesach paters the korban chagiga. Ayin Pshachet Aviezri that explains understanding of this Gemara is be'emes that the Yesod Advarim is that the korban pesach is the ikr and the korban chagiga is the tofel, and it's midin ikr with tofel the ka'asin on Allah, that since the korban pesach is the ikr, that's why it's paters the korban chagiga. However, if it wouldn't be for the matonis or shavis and zrikas b'chal shvicha, then with the bracha of the korban pesach wouldn't be oil on the korban chagiga, only because zrikas b'chal shvicha and the matonis sheichi adodi, the karbonis sheichi adodi, could the bracha of the korban pesach be oil for the chagiga. And the Pshach says further, and with this miyashim the shittas Rambam that's totally be'emes and machlokes, and what the get of the korban chagiga is. If the chagiga sidal is a choiva, so therefore it's a toffel to the korban pesach. However, if it's not a choiva, it's a reshus, and be'emes the karbonis could be all the karbonis of choiva that's also for the korban chagiga, so therefore it's not considered a toffel the korban pesach, and you have to make a second bracha on the korban chagiga. Moving for the Gemara base says that the bracha of Asher Gedishalom Seisef Tzivonu Al Pidyon Haben, the Avi Haben is Mevorich, and the bracha of Shechionu, the was Mesupik, if the father makes a bracha or the Kohen makes a bracha. The Rivosh is a tremendous kasha on the shita of the Rambam. It's Muvu over here now, Sugit, the bracha on Pidyon Haben is Al Pidyon Haben. And the Rambam paskins like that, when you make a bracha of pidyon haben, you make al pidyon haben. However, if you put yourself, you make a bracha with the lamed, not with the al. And the Rivosh asked that it's tzarchian, that the Rambam paskins, you make lamol, you don't make al hamila, and it's tzarchian. What's the difference between pidyon haben, you make a bracha ba'al, and mila, you make a bracha with a lamed lamol? So the Rivosh says that the answer to this kasha is that there's a yisoidistic difference between the mitzvah of pidyon haben and the mitzvah of mila. Mitzvah of pidyon haben is yisoidi, the mitzvah of the child himself, and he's mechuyev to be paid himself, but when he's a katan, he can't do it himself, so therefore the Torah was ramyed the chiv on the father to do the pidyon of the son. So therefore, since it's b'yisoided the opinion of the son, therefore you make a bracha of al, and the Rivosh proves it from the fact that after the son is a gadol, he has to be paid himself. So you see, it's the mitzvah of pidyon haben is the mitzvah of haben atzmoi, and the Torah was mechayiv the av b'chiyuv the ben. So therefore you make a bracha al. However, the mitzvah of mila is a chiv on the father. It's not a chiv on the son. So therefore you make a bracha lomol. The father is doing his own chiv. Rebach Berin Kedushin asked that Rivosh is very hard to understand. He proves that the mitzvah of pidyon haben is the mitzvah of the son because the fact that the son has to be put himself after he's a god, he has to put himself in tzarchian. By Mila also, even though the Rivosh holds Mila is the chiv of the father, nevertheless, when the katan becomes a gadol, he has to make a Mila himself. So Baruch Ber says that the answer to this kasha is that there's a difference between pidyon haben and Mila. By pidyon haben, it's mavur, even if he was nischayev in the pidyon haben, and afterwards is pocket the chiv. Like if the son died, it's still nishab in the chasav. He has a chiv because of the original chiv, and that's mechayev him even afterwards to be yisoidei. Even though his son is nisgadol, the father should still be obligated to be paid to his son after he becomes a gadol. And from the fact that he's not mechuyev al korach, you see that the ikar mitzvah of pidyon haben is on the son himself, and not that the father is mechuyev on the chiyuv of the son. However, by mitzvah milah, although when the son is nisgadol, he's mechuyev to be mal himself. Nevertheless, when the son is a katan, it's the ikar chiyuv mitzad atzmoi on the father to mal, and therefore he makes a bracha lomo. Then Baruch Ber asks further. It's Mavur in the Rambam that the only time you make a bracha of Shechionu is when you're doing a mitzvah that's your own mitzvah. If you're doing a mitzvah that's not your mitzvah, you don't make a bracha Shechionu. And he says, tzarchian, if that's the case, how do you make a bracha on pidyon haben Shechionu? The father is not doing his mitzvah, it's the son's mitzvah. On there, Baruch Ber says that there's a tremendous difference between the bracha of Shechionu and Birchas HaMitzvahs. Birchas HaMitzvahs is totally in the chiyuv. And the Asher Gedishalom Seisef Tzivonu, the chiyuva of the Gabra and the mitzvah is the mechayiv of the Beracha mitzvah. So over there, it's totally in what the ikar chiyuv is, and since the ikar chiyuv of pidyon haben is the son, not the father, so therefore you make a bracha al pidyon haben because it's the chiyuv of the son. However, Shechion is not totally in the chiyuv, it's totally in the kiyuv mitzvah, and since the Maisa, the father is mechuyev and chiyuv of the ben, and he has a kiyuv mitzvah, so therefore he makes a shechionu. And the ikar kasha Baruch Ber asks on the Rivosh that the same way by pidyon haben, the son is mechuyev liftois atzmoi when kishahigdil suwanda by mila, he's mechuyev lomal himself, and nevertheless by mila, the ikar mitzvah is the chiyuv of the father and not the chiyuv of the son. The chagiga can answer this kasha according to Yisoid, that the Achronim say, Ein Deviachas, and all the Achronim, according to the Tosis Read, Kedushin Daf Chavtes. The Tosis Read in Kedushin Daf Chavtes is Mavur Mitadvar Yisoid and Mila, that he says the reason why Mila is not considered Mitzvah Seisha Azar Goma is because the father's Mechuyev Lasik B'yoim of Alayla to make sure his son is Nimol b'shmini. And tzarchi, the fact that he has to be oisik in the mitzvah by night, what does that have to do with the mitzvah's milah? So Divrei Cheskel says, you see from the Tosfos Rig that the mitzvah's milah, the yisod the din is that the teitzah, the accomplishment, the fact that the son is b'brisoi shel Avraham Avinu, and all the asiyas, all of the actions that bring through the milah is not the ikar mitzvah. So therefore, the fact that the father has to make the milah, he also has to make other achonas, and achonas are the same as the actual milah itself. So upon him, you see from Tosfos Rig that the main mitzvah is the fact that the son is b'brisa shel Avraham Avinu, and that the father has to be oisik mitzvah is kilu like a hechsher mitzvah. They has to make sure the son is gemal. So according to this, you can answer that by milah, since the chiyuv is always only to make sure that there is a milah, but the actual chefetz of the mitzvah is the fact that he's b'brisa shel Avraham Avinu. So the fact that the father has an obligation to make sure that the son is b'brisa shel Avraham Avinu when he's a katan is the ikar chiyuv, and the fact that the gadol will be neschayev later when he is b'shusay to make sure that he is b'brisa shel Avraham Avinu doesn't change the status of the chiyuv of the father, and the father is mechuyev mitzad atzma in the milah. However, by pidyon it's a chiyuv gomer on kakafta the gafta to be poid himself. So with the Rivash holds from the fact that you see that after the son is niskadal and he's mechuyev in mitzvahs, he himself is mechuyev to be poid himself. So you see that is the main chiyuv, that he has to be poid himself, not that the father has to be poid his son.